Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a quick review to do for you. This is the CRKT Campana, and it's a Mike Bond design. You can see here it says Bond design. Mike, not James. Which reminds me, I need to watch that new James Bond movie still. This was handed to me at Blade Show by Michael Miller. He is a good dude in the community. He's part of Tactile Knife Co. He also runs a company with Mike Bond where they do, I think they're like poker chips made out of different materials, which is pretty cool. Mike Bond is known for, obviously, knives and also for being the head of, what is it, Tie 2 Design. He makes like the tech liner pens and stuff like that. Not sure if Michael Miller's part of that too. Not quite sure. I'm not all caught up on that side of it. But Michael Miller was like, hey, dude, would you want to check this out? It's a CRKT Bond design, and thought maybe you'd want to look at it on your channel. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'll check it out, because it actually looked cool to me because it's a carabiner. And I'm always interested in that stuff because I have a bag that I occasionally carry. I don't carry it every day because I don't really go into the office but one day a week. But that day, I carry a bag with me when I go on trips or go anywhere, you know, like day trips or any vacation, or like when I went to Blade Show, I had my bag with me, right? And I can just clip this onto the bag. And I love having a carabiner because you can use it for other stuff, right? You can clip it to the bag and then hook other things through it. There's different uses for it. This one you can use as a bottle opener as well. Or maybe you gotta do it, I don't know. Anyway, it works as a bottle opener. I checked their website before I recorded this. This is $45 on CRKT's website. And it comes in two variations, actually. There's this one with the bronze accents. Is that bronze, brass, whatever? And it has the standard, I guess you call this a drop point blade. And then they have one that's a sheep's foot with blue accents. I'd probably really prefer that one, but you're going to get, you know, the same idea here. But I'm just saying, if I bought one, I would buy the sheep's foot, because you know me, I love a sheep's foot. I actually did cut some shipping labels with this, so I actually have some experience with it, and I've carried it for been about a month now. Now, I haven't carried it every day, I haven't used it every day, but I've definitely gotten some experience with it, so I want to talk about it. And I actually kind of like it. Now, I think they could have improved this a bit. They could have definitely done a better job with this, but I think we all know by now what CRKT is after. They're after a different segment. Oh, hey. I didn't even know you could unscrew that. Hold on. We're learning things here, guys. Whoa. Okay. Look at that. What's going to happen when I hopefully don't fuck it up? Look at that. There's like a little bearing in there. Interesting. Okay. Now will the knife still... Oh, shit. So you could take it apart by doing that. Does this come out then? Yeah, I think this comes out too. This is your spring, obviously. It's got some oil on it there. But anyway, you could take this off, I guess, and swap the blade around. I didn't even notice that. Interesting. Okay, so let's see if we can get it back together. And there must have been some kind of tension on it, right? Because it's a slip joint. So I may have just screwed this all up, but we'll see. Okay. I don't know if it matters which side goes where, but we'll find out. Sorry for this random disassembly. I had no idea I was going to do that. I just was spinning it and it came off. So I was like, oh, let's try the other side. Okay. All right. Look at that. Back to where we were. So this spins around. That's what I was doing, and I guess I inadvertently unscrewed one of these gears. So interesting. That had some oil on it, but so you can disassemble it and clean this guy. There you go. All right, so I checked out the website, and 45 bucks on their website. Now the steel. This is where, like I was saying, we know what CRK's after. They're after the non-enthusiast. They're after the guy who walks into Dick's Sporting Goods and sees this and goes, oh, cool, a little blade on a carabiner, sweet. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Maybe a camping type guy or a hiker or something like that. Not an enthusiast. This is in 5CR15 MOV. I believe that's what it is, 5CR15. It's not going to be the best steel, right? This is not going to hold up for very long, edge retention wise. But I think it would get the job done for what I see the purpose of this as. For me personally, I see the purpose of this knife as I just need a knife. I need something to cut. I don't have my knife on me. I'm out in the wherever, and I got a carabiner knife. Like, it's kind of like the extra knife. Like, it's not, I don't think this is expected to be used to perform a bunch of different tasks all of the time, right? Now, it would be fairly easy to sharpen, being 5CR15 or whatever. But I think it's meant to be sort of a last effort type knife. Not last ditch like tactical, last ditch like just something you have on you, right? So I think it's fine for that. I do think 45 bucks for that price, for that steel, and what you're getting here is a little bit high, but they gotta make money, I guess. 45 bucks isn't much in general. So anyway, they do have them on the website, and they have that sheep's foot version, which is the one I would probably recommend. So let's talk about it. Aesthetically, it's a carabiner knife thing. It's not really something I'm going to be like, ooh, that looks sexy, right? But hey, it's there. It's not the ugliest thing in the world. When it's closed, it looks fine, right? And it hangs from your bag well, just sits there, no big deal. So I didn't think it got in the way aesthetically. I don't think it's super sexy either, right? Ergonomics are interesting on this, because you have this hole, so you can put your finger through there and you basically get a full grip on it. Now you have this tiny little knife or blade, and you do have this jimping, and it works. It actually works really well in this grip. I haven't needed it in this grip at all, but it would work. You could slice, some stuff or whatever. I used it in a sort of pinch grip, so I got like this, and then I went and used the tip. I cut shipping labels. You guys know I do that, and I cut open a couple packages, and it did that really well. The edge is fairly sharp. You can see the stock is pretty thick, and it's going to be a flat grind, so it's not thin. It's thick behind the edge for sure, right? But they did a decent job. Like, you could see the plunge grind here isn't horrible. I mean, it definitely ends after the edge starts, but it'll do its job with this tiny little 1-inch blade. And it did cut a shipping label that I cut out really well. Just cut it out. Now, you're not going to go, many shipping labels deep, but it'll get the job done. Now, you also need to be careful because this is a slip joint. So it doesn't require much force, honestly, really any, to start moving it, right? Now, you could kind of put your finger down here, and you might keep it from closing a little bit there, and I guess any pressure you have on this spring down here would keep it locked up as well. But you do have a half stop that should protect you from getting cut. You see there, it stopped right there. And now if it kept going, it's gonna get me. But I've never even had it come close to closing because I'm holding it like this, and I'm just doing cuts like this. I'm not doing anything dumb. I don't know really what you could do with this that would be dumb. You know what I mean? This Band-Aid is not from that knife. That Band-Aid is from a Jaeger that I was cleaning up, and my dumbass was worrying too much about the tip. I wasn't paying attention to the heel. And I took the heel right into my middle finger. Luckily for me, this time it wasn't a thumb or an index finger that, you know, I like to use all the time when I'm flipping knives, although I guess the middle finger, we'll see. Yeah, so the ergos are obviously not good. You know, they're not like super comfortable, whatever ergos, but they're fine. For a knife like this, it actually works pretty well, to be honest. I was pleasantly surprised by this knife. This is not a knife I would have thought to review. I wouldn't have even given this knife a second thought had Mike not just been like, hey, dude, you want to check it out? Because, you know, the reviewer in me is like, yeah, I want to check it out. You know, I want to check out whatever that's not absolute garbage. So, yeah, that's the ergos. We basically talked about cutting. You know, it'll do some stuff, but it's not going to be, you know, you don't want to EDC this knife every day or whatever. But if you have it hanging off your bag or you clip it to, like, you know, your significant other's bag who's not a knife person, you clip it to their bag, and then at least they got something if they need a knife, right? Or, you know what this would be good for? A golf bag, maybe. Just clip it to a golf bag. And you got a bottle opener, and you got a little knife if you ever need it on the course. You know, you got to open up a new box of balls, or you got to open up a new pair of gloves or something. Boom, there you go. Bag of teas. It would work for that. The sounds are, you know, really not much to talk about. Does do slip jointy things. We'll talk about that in a second, but, you know, there you go. Carry, again, I think it carries pretty well because it clips to your bag. You could clip it to your belt. You could clip it to a belt loop. And it's not super heavy, and the package isn't ridiculous. You know, if it was all I had on me and I just threw it on my belt, it would do the job, guys. Like, I don't need heavy-duty knives all the time. I've been carrying this guy around, and I've been saying this knife would do everything I needed to do on a day-to-day basis. Well, I hate to break it to myself, but this would pretty much do it all, too. I just need to open some packages. I need to cut some shipping labels. I could get by. This is pushing it, you know, because of the steel and, you know, the shape of the blade. I wouldn't love that. This, you know, I like all of those things on here. I just wish it had a little more of a penetrating tip. So, yeah. So action, fidget factor. There's no fidget factor here, really. Like, you could kind of do this a little bit if you wanted to just play with it. You could, you know, do some of this stuff. In terms of the blade, you know, you can spin this thing around a little bit. You can open and close it. The walk and the talk is horrible. I mean, it's not good, right? And I don't think it's meant to be good. It has a spring that wraps around and everything, but, like, it's not meant to snap into place like a normal slip joint does. For example, we could take the Jack Wolf knives, sharpshooter jack, you know. You know what I mean? Like, this is baller. This is snapping to and fro, so to speak. Where this is, I'm guiding it. I'm guiding it the whole way open and down. So, walk and talk is terrible, but it's not meant to be good. So, it's really a non-issue there. Centering is way off from factory. But again, CRKT, they're not going to care about that. It's slip joint, $45 knife. I don't think anybody even looks at the centering on stuff like that. So there you go. That's it. That's the Campana. I believe that's how you say it. Campana from CRKT. Mike Bond Design. Shout out to Mike Miller. Thanks for letting me check this out, dude. I might give it away. I might see if my dad wants it on his golf bag. This kind of thing that would be good for, like, a dad who rarely uses a knife, and it's just there, you know, plus the bottle opener. Yeah, it's really just a decent actual item. Like, it's not, you know, it's not for your enthusiast, right? If you're watching this and you follow my channel regularly, it's probably not for you. But maybe you know somebody it would be for. Or maybe you got a bag or a something that you just want to slap a carabiner blade on, you know. In that case, it is good, you know. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'd be curious to hear. I love you guys very much. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will catch you later.